Good afternoon, everyone. This is Brad Matheny. Today is the 3rd of July, just before the 4th of July holiday weekend. I've been taking a look at some charts here recently and really kind of going over this Bitcoin setup. Just playing along here, doing my research and looking at a monthly chart here of Bitcoin. We have obviously this extended type of flagging that broke out here. You can see this. And again, folks, this is the same type of analysis I do on everything. I'm looking for trend channels here, anything that I can use to attempt to identify future trends. And really, the only potential trend is here, which probably does not amount to much going forward. It does amount to a support channel there. We could also potentially come off of this level to this level, which acts as a better support level. And what I'm looking for again is high points to rejection points. And I can probably come back down to here as well if I really wanted to. But the real reality here is that Bitcoin has made a measured move from this rejection point here all the way up to, and I took the midpoint of this rejection point and this rejection point to pick this area, coming back down to this rejection level. And you can see we've hit 100% measured move here, which may be very critical in terms of potential downward cycle trend. Failure at this level would be pretty common. You can see how far we went down last time from this particular measured move. Let's go ahead and take a look at this type of retracement, basically from this level here to this level here. And you can see we came down to a 764 or 618 level. I would suggest that if we were to see a similar downward move here from this level to this level, we would be looking at a 618 level pullback right in this area, 38,000, 36,000, given a pullback down into here, possibly going down into this $30,000 level. That would be a 50% downside move. We yet do not have confirmation of a downside move here on this monthly chart. So let's go ahead and take a look at the weekly chart. Do we have confirmation of a downside move here on the weekly chart? Let's look at the data. Let's again try to take a look at the trending. This trend is perfect right across here. This looks like very solid, critical. I'm going to call this support. Make this heavier. This is a support channel we need to see hold up. We do have anchor bars moving downward. We do not have a Fibonacci breakdown low that I can see. Got a couple back over here, but then we rolled higher, took out this high, and now we've rolled downward. We would need to see a move down below this 56,952 area, or potentially this area, depending on what happens next week. That would be a low of 58,970. But you do have this lower high type of formation here, which is a pretty good indication that we're getting weaker and weaker trending. I would not be overly aggressive in trying to buy into this, although support at this area may hold. So we could see this hold before attempting to move downward. So we could get a little bounce here, but I'm not betting. I wouldn't bet on it. I wouldn't try to pick long the Bitcoin right now, simply because weakness tends to persist. We're getting slightly weaker volume. And let's go down into a daily. And of course, spread this out. See if I can get this to auto fit. Okay, we do have downward confirmation here. We are in a downtrend. We have yet to really close below this level. we do have this level here, which this is a fairly key rejection point here. Edit, color, red, extend. And we do have the weaker trending. Do we have anything else that I could use as confirmation for a downtrend or an uptrend? Not really. I mean, we do have this extended flagging set up, kind of running across this area and potentially coming across this area here. A, B, C, D. Okay, and A, B, C, D. So essentially, folks, we're looking at, if my analysis is correct, we're looking at a secondary move back up into this area before attempting to move into a consolidation. This is a solid flagging, solid rotation, A, B, C, D. You know what? It does look like it's going to roll out and try to move higher. Now, there is risk to the downside down in this area. So let me do this. Get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of that, and tell you that I would be very cautious down in this area. Try to draw it like this. I would be very cautious down in this area as a potential breakdown area for Bitcoin. So be aware that, we're really looking at this level as key support, this green level here. But if my analysis is correct, and we do have this critical support level holding up here, make this green. And we do see this flagging formation completing as I just counted it, A, B, C, D, E, rolling through here, potentially moving higher. And that seems like a very solid logistical standpoint. If we fail and get below this level right here, breaking below this support, this key support level, then we are very likely moving back down into this 38, 37, 40,000 area very quickly. So as long as this area, this 36,400 to 36,000, 56,400 to 56,900 or 57,000 holds, then we're going to be looking for this uptrend and looking for some real support. As long as we do not see a big breakdown below this level, below particularly this level, 58,236, I would say would be critical. And then below that, we have this 56, call it 500 level that needs to hold. And this is a critical support level. Now, I could draw a bunch of lines out here trying to pinpoint areas that operate as critical support or resistance, but I really do believe, I'm going to make this yellow, I really do believe this yellow level is very critical to maintaining price. We are in a flagging formation. Remember, price trends or flags. We are in an extended flagging formation. Generally, I believe that the markets themselves, the S&P, the NASDAQ, QQQ, others will trend higher into the end of this year and into 2025. So because of that, and because I believe the continued speculation in the market is going to drive prices higher, I think we're looking at another move substantially higher. And if I were to try to pick an area that I think would be a logistical target, I would come in here, probably run off of this level here, up to this rejection area, and then come back down to a medium rejection point kind of in this area, saying that we're looking at approximately this area, 90,000 right up in this area, 85, 90,000 as an upward target for Bitcoin. And again, this is predicated on the assumption that this level is not breached and we complete the 5 waves of the flag formation, leading to kind of an upward cycle trend up into this area. It may not be as quickly as I'm drawing it. It may not be in this October area. It may be later in 2025. But this is October of 2024, September, October. It may be out in March, April, May of 2025. But again, we're holding up quite well to the upside. We don't have any real confirmation of a downtrend. Yes, we have intermediate downtrend on the daily chart. But again, when we go back over here to the weekly and the monthly, we're not seeing we're not seeing any real confirmation of any downtrend. So, yeah, we could get a break. We could get a blip. It's not uncommon, especially in this mode here, A, B, C, D, especially on this D. We could get a washout move before it rolls higher. So be aware that you need to be aware of the fact that you could see Bitcoin move into the 59, 58, possibly even 57 $1,000 area before rolling higher. But ultimately, it looks to me like we're going to get a good solid roll to the upside. And it's just going to be probably, this is weekly, 1, 2, 3, 4. So probably out here, maybe in August, September, we start to see a really good solid upward move in Bitcoin. All right, guys, I'm going to keep doing this for you, picking apart markets. I mean, you can throw anything at me and I can do this fairly quickly. Of course, whether I'm accurate or not, time will tell. But again, this is what I do. I hope you guys enjoy and I hope you guys learn what I'm trying to do. Now, the reason why I didn't do a whole bunch of trend lines like I normally do, which I could do, I mean, very first trend line I would do is I'd come across here to here as a rejection point, set it up as a medium trend line, meaning I want this to be boundaries. Then I would clone this, try to find a high price level, roughly right in this area off this high, maybe a little lower down in that area off of this high. And again, it comes back over here and touches this. So you can see we've moved into more accelerated trending. So then I would take another trend line from these rejection points, maybe right here, come up to this rejection point here, maybe a little, there we go. Make this a little different color. Let's make it dark purple, a little thicker. Control C, Control V. And we would now run off of this rejection point. You can see we've cleared out of this level. So we're out of this level. We're away from this level. I mean, we could try to map something off of here and say we have a secondary pattern down here somewhere. Visual, bring to front. So we could again run this channel, and you can see then that we've broken below this channel. We're holding above the yellow channel, and we're well above the blue channel. Notice how the blue channel's low area aligns with support at 618. Okay, that's beautiful. That means we're getting mechanically sound analysis that Gann angles or trend channels are aligning with Fibonacci support theoretically in this area. You can see all the way back here that this aligns with the 38250 level, which remember, as I teach you, this 382 to 50 level is very strong support for the market going back to this move here. Then we have this secondary 382 and 50 area here acting as additional support. So we have two separate support areas, very key to what we're doing right now. And we need to understand that, you know, this is an area where this 50,000, let's call it 49,000, 50,000 area, this is very key support. If we get down below this, we're likely going to come down quite a bit further. Now, as we continue to extend, we will go ahead and extend these up higher. But again, playing this out, the most logical outcome here is that we've had a big rally trend, almost like a flagpole, you could say, and now we're flagging out. The next move should be equal to roughly this move or this move combined, which is what we're doing here with our expectations to the upside. Remember, we're picking here. We could go all the way down to here if we wanted. And this would be a 618 area, targeting then a 1.0 move at 105,000 upside target. So you've got a very good opportunity here to see upward trending, as long as, again, this 57, 58,000 support area right here holds. That support area must hold in order for us to see that trend continue. We could see a deeper move down here. We could see a deeper move down here. That would constitute a very broad pullback. But as long as we hold up in this area and roll through this apex, remember, this apex here is going to basically be our guideline for the next, call it, 4 months. That's going to be our guideline. We're going to be expecting this, the most prominent pattern playing out right now, to play out through price while these support channels attempt to provide levels of support and resistance for the market price. That means that we should see Bitcoin roll higher back up into 62, 65,000, potentially flagging out between, call it 61 and 65, 66,000, really coming back to daily. What we should see is this. We should see a rolling of price. I'll do it in a different color. We should see Bitcoin roll back up to this area, flag out a little bit further, trying to consolidate around this apex, and then begin to move higher and attempt to move up into an upward price trend. That is a very solid projection, in my opinion. So you've got to move from where we're at right now, 60 grand, up to maybe 65 grand over the next, call it 3-4 weeks. Then you're going to run into consolidation, continue flagging. And as we get into this area here, you're going to get a lot of volatility, possibly some sort of a washout low that moves downward and attempts to roll upward, faking out longs in this point, retesting this support area over in this area. So that's a very likely outcome before we start to move higher. But ultimately, I see this as trying to break above this channel right here, this little support zone. And when it does, it's off to the races to the upside. Okay, guys, that's it for now. Hope this plays out for you.